Oh, wow, 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 wow. I still haven't got over what we have just witnessed. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Benfica 1, Chelsea 4 in Charlotte after we had lightning strikes, stadium evacuations, we had flipping 2 hours break. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge win for Chelsea, and we have done it today. We're going to go through everything here because we were actually fantastic today. This is one of the best performances that I think I've seen from Chelsea under Enzo Maresca. If you enjoyed the match, smack a like on this video, subscribe to GBFC because this is a big day for Chelsea. And I mean, the fact that we've even signed Jamie Gittins has gone under the radar because we need to focus on what was a very good Chelsea performance. Not perfect, but I think in terms of like everything I want to see from a Chelsea team against a very aggressive Benfica side, then I'll tell you what, right? I always love watching Chelsea win when the referee has basically got the shirt on of the other team. I'm telling you now, Chelsea didn't really get anything going our way today. It was a crazy game of football where I'll be honest with you, Trubin, the Benfica goalkeeper, and this is the polarity of football that I love. Trubin was the match saviour for Benfica in the first half, denying, I think, Cole Palmer, Delap, Mark Cucurella a couple of times. Chelsea were creating opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. We were absolutely all over Benfica. Cue the flipping graphics. 6 things we learned. We are back. This is a big one. We're all over them. We created time and time again so many chances. And I want to speak here a little bit about the formation and the shape today, because the starting 11 was a very good one. It was almost what I thought it was going to be, apart from the very rogue shout to put Benoit Badiashile in centre-back, which I tell you what, mate, he goes off injured, and I hope he's all right, but the bloke was playing as if he was like a puppet on strings today, but every time the ball went near him, it was like, oh, no, going to stay away from that one. He couldn't control the bloody thing. I don't know what he was doing starting. But to be fair, we looked a lot more solid when Tosin came on. But there was all round today excellent performances from a lot of players. And we've got a lot of conversations to have here in this video today. But the one thing I will say about this shape is when we're building up here, we're starting with 2 centre-backs. Reece James today, Maresca, I was watching him on the sidelines, and you'll see this if you watch the match vlog. Maresca is constantly telling Reece James to get up the field. And the game was being played in these incredibly narrow pockets. And what we didn't see often enough, which is why this wasn't a perfect performance, is Pedro Neto is literally doing this over the right-hand side of the pitch all game. And it was all either too late, the pass had gone, or Chelsea don't even look up and see Neto in an abundance of space down that right side. What Benfica did very well to frustrate Chelsea, and they kept doing the same thing because we weren't finding Neto often enough in that pocket of space. Benfica would defend the game incredibly central. They would pack so many players in that kind of middle quadrant or sector, third of the pitch, whichever way you want to look at it. It's a late day for me. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 right now. But Benfica did that very well. They tried to frustrate Chelsea. And the moment that changed the game, obviously, is from our captain. When Reece James is on it the way he was today, and when I say we got loads to talk about, I don't just want to start with the Reece James free kick. What I loved about Reece James's performance today, we're not getting into the boxes just yet. I wanted to just wipe that graphic up because I bloody love it, okay? Get your words right, Benson. Reece today was giving it all of this. The Benfica bench, right? They spent most of their time flipping dancing on the touchline, trying to fight for every call. Don't worry, mate. The referee loved you today. You didn't need to be doing all of that dancing on the sidelines. I lost a bit of respect for Benfica today. I'm not going to lie to you. But Reece James was giving it to that left winger all day long. Di Maria, he did the flipping love heart to Di Maria. I love it. When Reece James is in that kind of mood, There is not a shock to me in the world that he steps up to that free kick and hits it and catches Trubin off guard, and the swagger and the audacity, I love it. When Reece James is playing the way he did today, there is no better right back, and I wouldn't want any other right back on this planet than Reece James when he's playing like that. Chelsea go 1-0 up. It's a brilliant free kick. You can say that, shut up, mate. Trubin didn't see it coming. Trubin's a good goalkeeper. Up until that point, it was, nope, shop closed. Chelsea ain't coming in. Reece James had something to say about that, and then he gives it some to the Chelsea fans. It was amazing, to be quite honest. And then there were countless other times that we were breaking through against the Benfica team that I saw a resoluteness against Bayern Munich. But what I loved about Chelsea today is that we created chances from a lot of different players. Yes, there's a question mark about, well, how is Marc Cucurella getting into advanced shooting positions more often than Cole Palmer? But I thought Cole had a really good game today. I think everyone looked so up for this. And considering, like, you've still got some people kind of whinging on about, oh, it's just a glorified... Shut up. Honestly, if you saw the celebrations at the end of this, when we scored those goals in extra time, you will understand just how much this means. So obviously, we've got this incredible moment, right? And I mean, the amount of time it took them to clear the pitch, you could have had the game done. So moving forward for the FIFA Club World Cup, the big dog next summer, yeah? You got to sort these rules out, because I was there, okay? So when I'm telling you this, I'm saying it from like first-hand experience. There was a bit of lightning in the background somewhere. We had a little clap of thunder. Everything shuts down for 2 hours. And Enzo Maresca is right, but I want to caveat it here. Obviously, I don't want to be the geezer who stands there saying, nah, this is ridiculous, and then someone gets struck by lightning on a football pitch. The weather has been mental in America, and I get it. Health and safety. My mum works in a dental surgery. You can't even give a child anymore a pencil that's like already been sharpened. Do you know what I mean? In case the kid... Oh, you know where I'm going with this, right? Health and safety's mad in the world, just in general. But 2 hours. 2 hours. It's not good for the players. It seemed totally unnecessary. I was looking out the window, because I was in like this little area of the stadium. I was looking out this window, because they evacuated everyone from their seats too. So you have to be in the concourse. I'm looking out this window and I'm like, I've not seen lightning at all. Ever since this happened, I can't hear any thunder either. And it completely changed the game. Benfica came out for the restart towards literally with 6 minutes left of the match, and they get a penalty. Don't know what Malo Gusto is doing, being a flipping heron in the back post, but I think it is a penalty. Personally, I look at it again and it clearly does hit his hand in what is a relatively unnatural position, I'm not going to lie. And it's 1-1. And I'm thinking, this is a nightmare. This is an absolute nightmare. And Benfica had a couple more chances towards the end of the game. But lo and behold, I think they got their comeuppance, didn't they, ladies and gentlemen? A red card in extra time, and that changed everything. That is where Chelsea started to go into party mood. And I'll be true. Okay, let's get the six things boxes up right now and stick our captain in box number 1. Reece James scored the only goal of the 90 minutes for us, but we should have had a lot more. We created a lot of opportunities, and the reason I say it's not perfect is because there were countless moments where Pedro Neto, in particular, was so open, so available, and I could see, because it was right in front of me in the second half, and particularly in the extra time, Reece James was there looking at Pedro Neto. I think this might have been in the second half of the game. It's honestly just so mind-blowing with how much time there was in between. Like, I'm confused about what was what. But Reece was even saying to Lavia Caicedo, look, Neto's there. Give it to him and he can go. We know what Neto can do when he's running. But today, this was the captain's performance from Reece James. This was a big day for Chelsea, a huge day. I think it's great for Maresca, great for everyone that we have won in this fashion. But Reece James looks really good right now. It's been a while, touch wood, desk is wooden, since we've seen any injuries to Reece. And when he's playing with that confidence where he's giving it a bit extra, Benfica are a team that didn't leave anything out there with any challenges. They almost played like a Brazilian team. Speak the same flipping language, Portuguese, play like them, but not as good as them, I'm going to say. Truthfully, honestly. But Reece was giving it the whole game. Every single time, it was either Bruma or Actacoglu, whatever his name is. He's going at Reece, and Reece is literally goading him, saying, yeah, come on and beat me. You literally read that on his lips a couple of times. Mental. And then the audacity to hit that free kick the way that he does. It was absolutely super. Box number 2 of this 6 Things We Learnt video. Moises Caicedo, every time I see him play live, I love him even more. There was a moment in this game where I genuinely felt like he broke his leg. And I don't know what he did. The man is superhuman. It's almost like he just snaps it back. Honestly, I don't know how Caicedo didn't get injured. But he gets straight back up again after rolling around for a little bit for what looked like a genuine horrible foul. And he just bossed and controlled the game from minute number 1. And I'll say this again about the shape of this, right? Because I don't want to say this is it now for Maresca. We got to do this every game because it wasn't perfect. But I could see what we're trying to do here. We just need to use those wide areas and play the ball quicker. Play it earlier out wide. If we're going to have stretch in the pitch, and Maresca kept doing this, kept pushing out his hands to show width, width, width. Find him, especially against teams that are going to pack the middle like Benfica did today. Caicedo had it bossed as they tried to overload us in the middle, and Lavia and Enzo Fernandez I thought were excellent as well. But this guy, right, he's going to go down as a Chelsea legend. I'm serious. Moises Caicedo is one of the best midfielders that I've seen play for Chelsea. And I have been watching us since flipping 1999, which I think was my first game at Stamford Bridge. He's unbelievable. And watching him live, you see how much ground he covers, how quick he is, how he sees the pass, how he's also now becoming a vocal leader on the pitch too. Absolutely brilliant from Moises Caicedo. Now then, this guy, Pedro Neto. What did I tell you in the GBFC match preview? I'm not going to do the cringe thing and disrupt the flow of the video and go back, but if you watch the GBFC preview, I said Chelsea would be 2-1 up, and just like Raul Morelos did in the Champions League, Pedro Neto is going to go and score a breakaway goal to seal the deal for Chelsea. And he did that, all right? So I'm going to just say it right now. Subscribe to GBFC and smack a like for the prediction of all predictions. We scored a 4th, which I'm not going to complain about. But Pedro Neto, right? You need a Pedro Neto in your team. It isn't always going to be about individual moments of brilliance and class. It's going to be about the selfless acts that players do and take up on the field. The work rate of Pedro Neto has never been questioned. The amount of goal contributions, absolutely question it, and rightly so. Because Chelsea know that last season, our striker disappeared. Our number 10, top scorer, Palmer, disappeared. So then you need the wingers to contribute. Pedro Neto in this Club World Cup has been the best player for Chelsea. He's been absolutely excellent. And again, he could have had so many more today if we'd have looked up and passed the ball quicker. He was so available on that right side. And the poise for the finish is absolutely magnificent. The pace, the breakthrough, everything about Neto today, I loved it. And everything I've seen from him during this Club World Cup suggests to me that if anyone's spot is at risk right now, it's 100% Noni Madueke. And I was going into this tournament thinking, Madueke's going to prove a point here. Didn't even get the start today. And I do think now with Maresca trying this kind of 4-2-2-2 kind of thing, and we're seeing Cucurella still advancing up the pitch, I think there's still something we need to do with Palmer. We need to get him on the ball in more productive areas more. But again, he was on it today. Everyone was so up for this today for Chelsea, and I love it. I love going to the stadium, seeing a referee that wants to give everything Benfica's way, acting like a proper dickhead, and yet still, they're getting players sent off. We are holding our heads. The mentality today was amazing. And I'll say this, we played like a mature team today. So huge credit to everyone and the manager, because that was a team that were playing beyond the average years that I've been complaining about so much. And like I always say to you, when we're due praise, you get it. And this was a big one. Let's move into box number 4. Christopher Nkunku. He scored a massive goal to make it 2-1. And from that point on, against 10 men, I'm like, yes. But as well as that, right, when I'm talking about Neto on the sidelines, and when you watch the match vlog tomorrow, you will see how many times I'm stood up screaming to give the ball to him. Nkunku was telling everybody when he came on the pitch how open Neto was and was finding those passes. But not just to Neto, out to the left side as well. Nkunku played with a refreshingness, right? And I've said countless times that I'm not sure if if Christopher Nkunku has a Chelsea future. Last season, second half of the season, he didn't look like he wanted to be here. That's why I said don't play him. I'd rather play someone else than someone that looks like they don't want to be here. Enzo Maresca has taken Christopher Nkunku on this tournament for the Club World Cup. And when he's come on, he's looked up for it. He's looked good. Now, I don't know if this is a conversation that's been had where it's like, look, we're only going to sell you for this fee. So you've either got to buck your ideas up so we get that fee for you so you can go, or you ain't going to get sold, mate. And you've got to offer us something a bit better and a bit different. The celebration and the passion when Nkunku scored, Maresca went absolutely bonkers, okay? And everybody was delighted for Nkunku, myself included. I thought he performed very, very well. And I don't know if there's any way that he can still feature, because I don't think one good game and a couple of good moments can remove the fact that it's kind of gone sour. But massive credit to him. I thought he was magnificent when he came on and did well and scored what was an essential goal. Neto and Dewsbury-Hall is also a player that I want to give some serious respect to here, because I've said it to a lot of people at this tournament that I've met in person. When people say like, oh, who do you think is like the surprise player, or who do you think actually gets too much stick? Neto and Dewsbury-Hall has become a very solid squad player for Chelsea. And as much as he doesn't get any starts, and I think that's probably right, because in terms of everything he does it well, but there's players that do what he can do well so much better, if that makes sense. He's not going to replace Cole Palmer. He's not a winger. He's not better at Enzo or Caicedo or Lavia in the middle. But Neto and Dewsbury-Hall deserves a lot of praise, because he scored a brilliantly taken goal and also build up, like really important. When he's out there on the pitch, he's got this great vision and awareness of where people are around him. And I think that was the one thing today in a very great Chelsea display that I was seeing from the sideline myself. I'm like, we did destroy Benfica, but we could have like sent them packing on a flipping boat, not a flipping first class, business class plane seat, mate. We could have sent them back on a dinghy to Portugal across the flipping Atlantic today. We were that much better than them. But it was the final passes. Dewsbury-Hall, I thought he was excellent. Absolutely excellent. I genuinely am so excited now. We've got Palmeiras, Esteval's team, in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Box number 6 of this epic. I love this 6 Things We Learnt video. Marc Cucurella is an unbelievable footballer. Marc Cucurella in that first half, the whole game, he is everywhere. I don't mean that in like a up and like down, as in like he puts in a bad performance. I mean that purely in the sense of he's doing all the defensive work. He's doing all the attacking work. He's getting into big shooting opportunities, and he should have had a couple of goals. But for some magnificent goalkeeping from Trubin and a block off the line from Antonio Silva, I thought Cucurella was absolutely magnificent for Chelsea. I thought, all in all, this is up there with the second half performance at Wolves. This is up there with the way that we dismantled Liverpool. This was an all-round great night and a great performance from Chelsea. We're into the last 8 of the Club World Cup. Let's go for it. Let's try and flip and win this thing now, shall we? But as well as that, I want to praise the mentality. I think that is the most important thing that I saw. When the game was getting really tough, yeah, we got a couple of silly, petulant yellows, but that ref was always going to give us those silly yellow cards. I thought that was unreal. I've loved every minute of making this video for you guys. Smack a like on this 6 things we learned. And you know what? Why not, whilst you're at it, subscribe to the channel, because this match vlog tomorrow is going to be absolutely fire. I say tomorrow, don't worry, it's coming in a few hours. We've also got to talk about Gittins. He's a Chelsea player. We've got a new left winger. I'll give you my thoughts on that tomorrow too. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. Come on, you Blues.